Hola todos! How you doing? My name is Luana, I'm from Argentina, and today I will be talking about the differences between going to EF London and EF Oxford.
In case you don't know what EF is, it's basically a company that allows you to travel to other countries and provide you with language courses abroad so that you can learn more and have the best time of your life, basically. So if you would like to know more, you can always go to the description box. Yeah, I leave a link there so you can fill out the form and get in touch with them.
Also, let me give you a little background so that you know where I'm coming from. I did an EF course with EF in Oxford for 8 months. Also, I stayed in EF London for 3 weeks only, so it's quite a different story, but I also worked in London for 7 months. Lastly, before we get into the actual video, I just want to let you know that if you have any questions, please do DM me on Instagram and I'll help you as much as I can. Anyway, rewinding to the gist of the video, let me point out that EF classes are the same anywhere you go, not only in London and Oxford, but also if you go to Canada, to the USA, to China, to Dubai, wherever you like to go. Classes are pretty much the same, so you have to take other things into account in order to make a decision. Which is why I'm making this video. I will split it in five different sections, which are spending, lifestyle, campus versus residence, ages, student ages, and just my final thoughts. So let's start. So England in general is not cheap, like that's definitely not the reason it's famous, but between Oxford and London, the latte is definitely more on the pricey side, and I mainly blame transportation for it. Oxford's monthly pass to use in public transportation freely costs between £40 and £60, whereas the London's monthly pass is £130, so that's literally double the price. Big contrast in it. Moreover, Oxford is small, which translates to being able to pretty much walk anywhere and everywhere if you're not lazy, so you can even save those £60, do you know what I'm saying? Maybe save them for a fancy occasion or something, don't know. So that's nice. And London, it's huge, so you will have to for sure use at least the bus, mainly the underground. Can't do anything about that, can't save that penny there. As I said before, London is a big ass city, so much so that it's considered one of the most populous cities in Europe. So yes, life's gonna get hectic. I would say if you are from a big city already, then London might be a good option for you because you're already used to, you know, the crowded places and the noise as well. But obviously that's not London's got to offer.
Museums, restaurants, pubs, clubs, tourist attractions,
etc, etc, etc. In London there's everything you can imagine and more. Oxford, it's usually considered more of a weekend getaway destination, and so it does get very crowded on weekends. You can bank on that. It was a bit annoying because magically all the tourists arrive on weekends, whereas in London there's pretty much like all the time, tourists are there all the time. However, Oxford is a beautiful place to live. Peaceful and quiet most of the times, but you can still you still get the museums, cinema, pubs, clubs, tourist attractions, just everything. You've got it. You want it, you've got it. Of course, it's not as wild as London might be, but definitely enough to keep you busy. After all, I did live there for 8 months and I wouldn't say I ever got bored. When it comes to EF accommodation, host families are always an option, so wherever you go, you can stay in a host family if you want to. London, Oxford, whatever, you can. However, if you are looking for something a bit different and you go to EF Oxford, then you can stay in the EF campus, which is very fun and convenient. On the other hand, if you go to EF London, then the other option you got apart from the host families is the EF residence. So you don't have a campus in London basically, but you do have a residence, but you don't have a campus, so Now, campus and residences, they are not poles apart, but they're very different nonetheless. If you're interested in knowing more about that, I've done 3 different videos on that. So you can go and watch that after you finished with this one. The links will be in the description box below as usual. How old am I? How old are gonna be the students there? Will I be able to make friends? Will I be able to connect with them? Those are all very valid questions, which is why I'm talking about it now. Now, there are people from all ages in all of EF destinations. However, I would say that maybe 90% of students in EF Oxford are between the ages of 16 and 20 maybe. It's a very young demographic. Now, in EF London, though most students are about those ages as well, I would say that there's a considerable number of people that are a bit older, maybe in their mid-20s, mid-30s as well. So definitely take that into account if you're, I don't know, 28. Might be better if you go to London, don't know. And now final thoughts. all in all, both places have their pros and their cons. So what's better for you, what suits you better, it's very subjective. However, having said that, I reckon that if you are a very energetic person looking for something brand new to do every day and you've got that extra penny to spare, then London is looking lush for you. And definitely the best option if you are staying for a very short amount of time. Like if you stay for 2 weeks and you've never been in England before, then London might be better, yes. Now, if you are fun, but you are also appreciative of having a peaceful walk around the neighbourhood every now and then to let all those British surroundings really sink in, then, you know, Oxford might be what you're looking for. But oi, remember, no matter what you choose, where you go, this will be for sure the best time of your life. So don't sweat it, babe. And this is all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, share, show it to your parents, they may want to watch this, and yeah. If you have any questions, again, don't forget you can DM me on Instagram and I'll help you. And if you have any specific idea of what you'd like me to talk about in my next video, then do leave it in the comment below, and that'll be about it. Bye, adios.